everybody on YouTube, I'm Owen H. Welcome to another Christmas special of What's It Worth. And this one, I'm going to touch up on one movie I fell in love with ever since I bought it this year, The Polar Express. Based on another beloved children's book, this Christmas tale follows a young, skeptical boy who boards a magical train and goes on the adventure of a lifetime as they all journey to the North Pole, a journey that'll change his beliefs and his life forever. Now, back when I was a kid, I actually did remember seeing this in school, but I was just going through a lot, so I wasn't really into movies like that at that time, and I didn't pay much attention to it. But then I bought it for only $1 at a local library, and I gave this movie a try for Christmas time. And I'll tell you, I cannot believe I never got into this movie, because all Christmas movies I've collected over the years, even this year, this is actually the best one that I ever got. And ever since then, I actually fell in love with this movie. And you know what? I think I'm just going to watch this movie, like, for now on, like, every Christmas. The best part about The Polar Express was Tom Hanks. He did such an amazing job playing 6 characters, no lie. He mocapped and voiced 6 characters. I'm about to go over all of them. Of course, he's the narrator of the story, in which he's actually supposed to be the older version of the little boy character, which he's also known as Hero Boy. He does the close-up mocaps while he's voiced over by Daryl Sabera, while actor Josh Hutcherson of the Hunger Games movies and The Bridge to Terabithia did additional mocaps of that character. Not only that, Tom Hanks also plays the conductor, obviously, and he also mocapped the hobo who was on the train. He's supposed to be the ghost who's attached to the Polar Express, and it's never explained why. He's just along for the ride, and he helps this kid out in more ways than one. Not to mention, he also tests him, you know, with his beliefs and whether or not what he's going through is real or is it a dream. Of course, he plays the hero kid's dad, and he also plays Santa Claus with a deepened voice. Now, on the internet, they said he voiced 7 characters, but it's actually 6. He did the voice of the Scrooge puppet that terrorizes the hero boy, but it's actually because the hobo is puppeteering that character. It's actually one person, so I'm skipping over Scrooge. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot to mention that Michael Jeter, who is well known in movies like Waterworld, Jurassic Park 3, and collaborated with Tom Hanks on The Green Mile, plays in this movie. He does the motion capture and a little bit of a voiceover as the 2 engineers, Smokey and Steamer, but the 2 engineers were later voiced over by Andre Sagliuzzo. I think I got the pronunciation right. And I thought it was funny that Steve Tyler of Aerosmith gets a cameo as one of the elves. Played not only the singing elf, but he's also the elf lieutenant that you see in the film. And with this film, the reason he plays all these characters is because Tom Hanks is showing you how versatile he is as an actor. He could play anybody that you could think of. And he did such an amazing job with this film. The Polar Express is based on a children's book, which I remember seeing it a few times. I'm not sure, I don't remember if we've read it. But with the movie version, they just basically expanded this like children's book that's about this thin, and they just made it a longer, more adventurous version of the same story. And it actually brings about a very powerful theme, which is about the power of belief. And that was the thing with Hero Boy, or Chris, he's actually known as, is he never believed in Santa Claus because of, everything that he's seen over the years. And he even pulls out an encyclopedia about the North Pole and knows there's no life up there except maybe polar bears and orcas. Oh, and penguins too. And he never actually believed that Santa Claus actually does exist. So it's like he begins to doubt. And then, of course, he sees the Polar Express and he's on this train. And even then, he still doubts, even after everything he's been through. And then eventually, this is where his final test begins when it comes to the sleigh bells. Only a true believer actually can hear them. But in the film, he doesn't hear the sleigh bells to him. It's so mute. And that's until one comes off one of the reindeer and lands by his feet. And even when he rings it by his ear, he still can't hear it. And that's all because he doesn't believe. And all it takes is for him to finally open up and say, I believe. And then finally, the bell rings. And not only that, but he actually gets to see Santa Claus up close and personal for the first time in his life. And ever since then, that kid was changed. And the bell that he got for Christmas, that's supposed to be the first gift of Christmas, he keeps that all the way up to when he's an old man, as a reminder of his journey and how he changed throughout the journey. Now, I've also heard over the years that this movie was considered too terrifying for little kids. I went, what? Are you kidding me? Okay, if you were on drugs, I could see that, but to me, it was just a very beautiful animated film. I mean, true, the animations aren't great. They're kind of cheap. They're kind of video game-ish. What they were trying to do is they were just trying to take the children's book and kind of like rip it out of the pages and just bring it to life through digital animation. And I felt they actually did a very good job. Another great thing about the film would be the music from composer Alan Silvestri, who is widely known for his score for Predator, The Mummy Returns, Van Helsing, Forrest Gump, the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, The Abyss. He even composed the Avengers movies. The first one, Infinity War, and Endgame. And of course, the first Captain America movie. I mean, this guy has composed so many movies. This is actually one of his best ones because the music is what brings out the magic out of this movie. It's very heartwarming. It's very enchanting. Okay, the musical aspect I wasn't too crazy about. But overall, the score of the film is what brought out the magic out of this film. I think the best way to introduce the Polar Express is you read the children's book first and then show them the movie. And it's like, I mean, it depends on the kids and like how they're going to react. I would definitely recommend this movie to show your kids around Christmas. So where do I rank the Polar Express? Full price. Absolutely full price, because this Christmas movie, I fell in love with it right off the bat when I saw this film. And ever since then, I just can never stop watching it. I mean, I don't know what it is about it. Okay, so I'm done reviewing the Polar Express, and please leave a comment, please subscribe. I'm Owen H. Happy holidays, and Happy New Year.